Okay, Smarttrigger, gonna get your face in this one. Whee! There we go. Framed.
Make sure you get my best side.
Been framed.
Okay. Okay. Looking better. Everyone is in the stream. Welcome to Game Night Live and the Mordheim YouTube League. With me tonight is Morjax,
Hello.
Brascus,
Hey, everybody.
Smarttrigger,
Guten Abend.
and we also have, without camera, we have David.
Hello.
And we also have Big Muuk.
How's it going, folks?
The other two guys, Lum and Darin, couldn't make it until maybe later. Some of them, so we'll see if anyone shows up. So welcome to the stream, guys, and this is gonna be interesting. I hope. This is actually the first time we have cams on, which is kind of cool.
High tech.
Feel. There we go. You guys are moving again now. Now, I just want to get the stream content up, as per usual. We'll be doing, firstly, an introduction of the new players, and then just get the general thoughts on the league. Then we'll have the usual current standings, but we won't have the damage this time. I'll get into that a bit later. We'll talk about anything surprising in the stats and also look at the overall round winner and the league leader, of course. We'll have the players' favorite moments play and talk a bit about that. And then we'll round off with the talking about a bit about the public sheet issues if we haven't already covered it, and just chitter chatter. Yeah. And always, as always, just feel free to ask any questions during the stream, and we'll try and catch it. We have a lot of people, so we should be able to, hopefully.
No guarantees.
No guarantees at all. If you're just blabbering. So yeah, welcome everyone. First of all, the two new guys we are adding to the YouTube League is David is trying and Lum, as you might have already seen. David, you wanna just talk a bit about yourself, maybe, and what your warband is?
Well, I'm new to all this YouTubing business, but I'm getting into it now, and I basically do lots of Mordheim. I'm starting a new Let's Play in a game that's just coming out. I think it's got 3 or 4 days left, called The Forest, which looks super fun. And my war band is going to be a Skaven band, and the idea of them is to basically steal as much of everything I can possibly steal, hence the name.
Yeah.
I probably don't want to get too involved with too much fighting with the likes of you lot, because it's all violent stuff, but, you know, watch out for your idols, I would say, is what
Looking at you, Muuk.
Sneaky.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's the game plan.
Cool.
He's thrown down the gauntlet now, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see if you can pull that off, because
It goes with the name, doesn't it? Oops, was that yours?
I'm just going to grab that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll borrow that. Oh, what's that in your treasure chest? That purple item? Oh, you don't need that.
Give me.
I'll borrow that for a bit.
But I gotta say, people are out for blood. It seems like we have a tendency to just go at each other's throats.
Yeah, there's huge amounts of violence going on. I'm a little bit scared by it all.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is... Yeah, I remember this match.
Oh,
It
that
didn't go
one.
well for me.
Well, it was it was unfortunate for Frank. Let's
Yeah, it was
say
a promising start right until he evaporated himself.
blew himself up. And Lum will be playing a Chaos Warband. So it's really nice that you guys picked two of the races that were kind of we just had one of. So now the sisters are totally alone alongside a lot of men. So hey, I think they'll survive. Maybe.
Well, that was another thing I was going for. I thought it was, mix it up a bit and have another Skaven band. Quite like them. So, it just adds a bit of variety to the mix.
Exactly.
Here, here.
And more Skaven are always welcome.
You sure about that?
I'm just a tad worried about two Skaven warbands now with the way Morjax just maimed my heroes.
Oh, it'll be great.
I'm fine with more Skaven.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, Smarttrigger, you gave me a good spanking. So.
Yeah. Sometimes you get what you want.
That's just how it goes. Okay, cool. Thoughts on the league, guys? Do you have anything you've been thinking about or experienced in the past round that you want to just toss
The
out
bugs were a killer this round, honestly. I mean, for one, of course, the disconnection bugs or disconnection issues that we had. But on top of that, I think a lot of the engagement bugs also were, let's say, annoying most of the time, and sometimes, unfortunately, also game deciding. So
yeah,
I think
in our case, it was quite obvious that it hurt you a lot more, Smarttrigger, than it hurt me, because you kind of ran away with your smuggler, and that was pretty weird.
Yeah, and we had other cases, and usually we have the fair play to say, all right, it's disengaged, I will re-engage because it's just wrong.
Yeah.
But
Right.
of course, if you can't do that because suddenly you're running away, that's a different story.
Yeah, we had a
the
lot
bugs
of
were.
bugs.
It was certainly a lot worse this round. I don't know. I hope that they're working hard on it. I've been sending in my logs every time something goes horribly, terribly wrong.
Yeah, and I mean, you and I both did that, and we had the trifecta that we were talking about earlier, where we had
Yep.
the
It's
logs
like
and the video evidence from two different points of view.
Yeah, it's like the
all
DX
here.
diag,
That's
the
so
game
cool.
log, and the video evidence of exactly what went down. So that should be the bug smasher's dream right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of my viewers pointed out that he thought it might be Globadiers. Apparently, I mean, I didn't know this.
But they were maybe causing the problems when you had one
Until he
Globadier
pointed
in.
out that sometimes that AOE that they throw was causing some of the disconnects, which I haven't been able to test it yet. I've been trying to get together.
And that could be pretty horrible if that's the case.
Yeah, that could
Yeah.
be some bad news bears for me if that is real.
Yeah. Then
Yeah, I have already wound up changing one of the new heroes I had to hire because I'd originally hired the Globadier. So I hired the new caster instead, simply because I didn't want to risk another disconnect.
yeah.
Yep.
My
But be
warband can't
careful.
take another one of those.
Yeah, it really hurts when that happens, and I feel that because there is a workaround where you can actually save your games before entering into a match. So you can save your warband and then recover it if
Is it still working though?
stuff like this happens. I spoke to a guy on Reddit in the past week, and he says he used it in the Perma League as early as I think Tuesday. So
Right. Okay.
and this is within the current patch. So I think it still works, and we might want to check that out I remember Muuk mentioning it at the beginning, right, Muuk?
Yeah, but everything seemed to be going fine, and I really didn't want to bring that to YouTube because in my mind it's something that can be abused.
Yep.
And I didn't want to bring that out, but now that it's causing us so much heartache, and not so much, yeah, I had a couple disconnects, and I've got some guys that are broken. That's not that big a deal, but when it starts ruining the videos, to me that was the point that I really thought maybe we should consider it, because who wants to sit through a video just to get to the end and find out there was a disconnect, and
you gotta watch another one, which is the real one. That really sucks.
Our viewers have to tolerate us for one more video.
Oh yeah. These YouTubers these days, what the hell?
Ah, crap! I have to sit through all these stupid jokes again.
It's the same jokes.
Yeah.
Get some new material.
That's where your viewer retention bar is really fat on the right side.
It's like 2%. What the? Okay. They just start the video, pause it, and go to the end. Look at the results. Oh, okay.
All right.
Good. Actually, Dwarf Furious does that to my videos. I don't know why. And he's not here. No. Okay,
No.
cool.
Let the bashing begin.
Hey.
You will put that video onto YouTube, right?
Yes. I actually think when looking at it, I feel the YouTube League is just it's amazing, because we have all these cool games, we experience all these cool situations that I actually haven't really had in the single player game. So I just wanted to say that I still feel the League is very valid indeed, and a lot of fun, even with the bugs and disconnects and stuff like that.
I agree.
And I mean,
Well, not only.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm going.
Go ahead.
In my mind, that's part of the purpose of the League. It hurts us, and it's not as fun to watch or whatever with bugs and things. But my sincere hope is that the information that we can provide when we do have these desyncs or dropped games or whatever can help to make the game better and make more of this type of thing available to more players.
Yeah. I agree.
Yes.
I was just gonna say you don't get the feedback from the computer that you do from your buddies. When you land that crit and you hear the.
Yep. When you look at the guys with beards, and they just start stroking.
Yeah.
And they just go, oh my god, no! No, they don't say that, because their eyes and their twitching. Just,
We either get that
it's the
super
difference
nervous
between-
like beard tug, or we get the evil mastermind.
It's the difference between landing that lucky crit and literally like hearing the bones crunch on the other side of the call.
That slightly
so
higher pitch.
wonderful.
No.
oh my god!
Or when it gets all quiet.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that too.
You can hear the cogs turning in your opponent's mind.
Yeah.
Okay, should we go on with the current stats then? I've been working on the
Let's
stats
do it.
for a while now, so I'm eager to show you guys.
What does that mean? Did you change them?
Of course.
I've been doctoring these numbers all week.
No, because the thing is that the sheet I've done calculates everything, and it's perfect. But it doesn't calculate each round, so I need to sit there calculating each and every single stat, and yeah, well, I gotta change that for next time, I think. Okay.
Yeah, with the sheet, by the way, it's really good.
Thank you. let's start with the stats for winnings. In round 2, and the arrows here indicate from round 1 which position people have moved to, or down, or yeah, you know, like that. In first place, we have Game Night with 5 wins. Mook with 3 wins. Hey, wait. Mook has gone down 1 spot, and Game Night took that. He was first in the last round. Maybe I should have, like, what the last round was, but wait, okay. Stop thinking about that.
Worry about that later.
Smarttrigger with 3 wins, Brascus with 2 wins, Morjax with 2 wins, and Darin with 0 wins.
Oh, poor Darin.
So Darin really, really bit the dust here.
He's hurting.
He's really hurting. I feel it's really, really sad for him, but he still motors on. He's just like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'll just change my tactics a bit and bring more arrows.
Right.
And unfortunately, it is starting to work.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't played him recently, but I believe it. It may give us a chance to test the what happens when a warband becomes unviable and restarts it. And we'll also be seeing a little bit of that with the new guys coming in for sure.
Exactly.
You know, I gotta say, actually, I think I'm currently considering my warband as actually more of at risk than Darin's, because Darin is at least able to make some of his wordstone shipments. I've failed 2 of mine already.
Oh.
And it's getting really, really, really hard to keep going.
And that doesn't reset when you make a shipment, right? That's like a global.
No, yeah,
global
that's
value.
cumulative.
But that's honestly, that's what you deserve for playing Chaos.
Ouch.
Shots fired.
You need to put a leash on them beasts and have them stop and pick up some of them green shiny things every now and again.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I've been trying during the course of this round, but it hasn't. I had one time where I might have been able to, but all the other times I keep getting started on the wrong end of the map or pulled away or I haven't had the opportunity to go wardstone shopping, so to speak.
And everyone
Wordstone
else is
shopping.
doing the same thing, so it's high demand.
Yep. It is. Okay. So anything surprising about this that only that the sisters win 5 out of 5.
5 and 0?
Oh,
Yeah.
that is good. Oh, okay.
I almost got you. I was 1 morale off.
I was so scared. You don't even. I was sweating like a pig right there. All my 3 heroes just going down. Oh!
If I can at least make you sweat, that's a good start.
Oh, you did. Okay. Out of action 4. Compared to round 2. Game Night with 15 out of action. Smarttrigger with 12. Muuk with 12. Morjax with 11. Brascus with 10. And then Darin with 4. Ouch. 4.
Yeah. Oh. I think in my mind, this goes to show that these numbers are really quite close, even between, say, Brascus and Game Night. Over the course of 5 matches, I would call that pretty closely matched. So the win-loss on the previous page doesn't always show just how close the matches can be if you look at, like, you know, units taken out and all that.
Exactly. And one thing I've really thought about is the rating, because I mean it's fine that you have a rating that is higher, and it looks really cool that you are deadly, but that's just not the case, because if you're up against an AI, the deadly AI has a higher rating and has a buff as well.
Yep.
To damage and health, and you don't. So the deadly is more like, meh, I'm a bit tougher than you. I have maybe 1 extra guy over you, but
My
that's
weapons
it.
might be a little shinier than yours.
Yeah, but that's it.
It does factor in, but with PvP matches, as is the case with a lot of games, I think tactics, positioning, lucky rolls, flanking matters more than the warband rating you're bringing to the table.
Definitely.
That's the point, yeah.
Definitely. A lot more. And
I want to point out one thing here. I should be a bit higher up there if Morjax would have clicked the correct button.
How is that? Do tell.
Oh, I don't know. Will we be seeing it later, or
maybe? I don't know.
Is it in your favorite moments?
It was not mine, but that was a close. I'll call it memorable, maybe instead of favorite.
Yeah.
What? Do tell. What happened?
Well, I mean, someone, not some Skaven player, decided to click the what is it, abandon button?
Yes, I thought I had the option to voluntary route, which I now know is only available to you after you have been forced to do a route test and have passed it. So you're below your morale route level. You can choose to optionally route on purpose. And I thought that was the button I was clicking. Adrenaline was going through my veins because it's like, well, I'm losing. I'm getting spanked here. And I thought it was I would just save myself the trouble of having to roll more injuries. And by clicking the abandon button, I got to roll for everybody.
Yeah.
That was so insane. I mean, I watched that part and I was like, no. What?
I know. It makes me cringe when I go back and watch it.
Idiot.
Yeah, that was funny.
Well, and you even had that delightful little splash screen that said, please pay attention because you're about to watch the dumbest mistake ever made.
Yep. It's necessary.
Do you really want to click this button, you freaking idiot? Yes. Okay.
Well, that'll go in the greatest hits, perhaps.
It might. Okay. Let's grab the OOA against. Yeah, I switched this around because last time I had it where I was on top because I had taken the most casualties, but I've changed this so it's the one with the least casualties.
I think that makes sense.
And you're still on top.
And now I'm on top again.
You just want to be on top. Change it around however, whatever it takes.
I like being on top, so.
All right.
I'm thankful.
Yeah,
I'm thankful. I'm thankful that those disconnect deaths didn't count against me here. I'd be down there at the bottom.
Yeah, that could have hurt you quite a lot.
Yeah, but that would have been stupid.
Yeah. Game night at 6 warriors taken out, and Muuk had 8 warriors taken out. Morjax with 12. They keep their position in this rank as well. But Smarttrigger had 12 taken out, and Brascus 13 and Darin 13. That is to me a bit surprising. Is that just me, or because Brascus and Smarttrigger and Morjax and Darin has the same amount of guys taken out? That's a bit insane.
I mean, if you think about it one way, if you lose a certain mix of units, that's going to get you down to the point where you have to start routing, and that the number of units you have to take out is fairly consistent warband to warband to get to that point. So if you're on the losing end, you've lost 3 or 4 primary units, and that's, I think, pretty similar between all the warbands.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
you guys have got new guys coming in, so their leaderships are really small. So you can knock out a few guys with low leaderships and still have a leader in there that's got high morale that keeps you over the morale barrier. So that means you end up just killing loads of people just to get them down.
But the good thing is that doesn't count for Skaven.
No, we just run away or abandon.
Yeah.
Abandoned.
We just abandoned.
Mathematically, if you look at it, Brascus and Darin, they're between 2 and 3
Yep.
per match. You know,
Yeah.
so they're still, even Morjax and Smarttrigger are still between 2 and 3. So.
Mm-hmm.
And fair is fair against me. Darin just figured, I'm gonna take this loss when going into the match, and he didn't bring everyone. So in that he reduced his casualties, and he increased the amount of wordstone he got because he just went for wordstone, and and then he just took the few casualties, including his leader, because that pops down his leadership a lot more. So it was actually a very intelligent move from him to do that, just to minimize the damage to his warband. I think that was pretty clever.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. I like small warbands.
Let's go on. Yeah,
really, that's the game in a nutshell. It's warband management.
it is.
You know,
Yeah.
everybody wants to play it as a character development game, and that's why they get so frustrated when their characters die and everything else. But you know, if you're managing your warband correctly, you can go out and buy a level 7 guy and put him right back in that slot.
Exactly.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, I mean, you have to pick up a lot of wordstone for that.
Right. But I mean, really, that's end game. You know, you lose a guy, you just buy another one.
Yeah, end game, I agree.
And it's whether or not you're managing your warband that matters if you have the resources to do that.
Exactly.
And making your shipments.
Certainly, I was doing some experimenting on firing the whole warband, and I was playing obviously AI, but I built a warband that was really good at getting wardstone, and I won as many as I lost, but I ended up having more wardstone than I could use and loads of gold, and then I just abandoned that warband, got rid of them, and then put in guys that could fight, and then started going through the story and all that sort of stuff.
There you
cool.
go.
And it was a really, it was quite a nice way of doing it. It just got loads and loads of wardstone, so it wasn't even a worry. I could go out on missions and just forget it and still make my shipments really easily.
Awesome.
So it's. I was doing a video on life after you've got rid of your warband. It was mainly inspired after I had that glitch on the save where it killed my top level warband. So I just made one that can get lots of wardstone quick, and then got my level 7 fighters back into it slowly but surely. And it was great.
And there's my method of accidentally bugging the game. I still haven't, with my Skaven warband that I'm doing my single player campaign. I mentioned this in the last meetup we had. I still haven't had to make a required shipment.
That is.
It totally
that is
bugged
horrible.
out. I am no longer required to make shipments. I can make them as many times as I want, but it will never force me to make a shipment anymore.
I think I have the same with my human mercenaries now, because I haven't received a request for a very long time. It's very odd. Maybe I fulfilled all of them and now everyone's happy, if that's even possible. I don't know.
Nope. It should continue until indefinite.
It does
it
max
doesn't
out,
ask
but
me
it
for
should
They
one.
max out at
sending
450.
requests.
All right, then maybe it's just bugged out.
Yeah,
Mine,
maybe.
mine bugged. I successfully made like the first 2 shipments, failed the 3rd one, and then it never asked me for another one ever again.
Well, send the save files around, guys.
That's a good save file to have.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
All right. Speaking about shipments and Wordstone. Game night picked up. Okay, I forgot to move Smarttrigger. I'll deal with that.
Use your imagination.
Sorry, I've been stressed, depressed. I don't know. Game night with 166 Wordstone weight gathered. Smarttrigger with I'll take you down there. Muuk with 103. And that actually meant you went down a spot as well. Yeah. Or maybe it didn't because my thing messed up here. Darin picked up 90. And Morjax picked up 63. And then we have Smarttrigger with 52 and Brascus with 38. Smarttrigger, what happened? Seriously, dude.
He's in it for blood.
But well,
He's sending ears back to the camp. Yeah, I'm collecting ears.
so even the fights that I won, apart from against Darin, were very, very close, and I couldn't spare a guy. And against Darin, we were just out brawling within the first round. Actually, it didn't take until the second round until we met. So there was no time to pick up Wordstone. So that's the whole reason behind it. And then I think someone killed my young blood and took my cluster. I don't know who that was.
I'm not sure who that was at all.
Well, it wasn't you.
Yeah, I had a similar situation. Every time I came into a match, there was no time to go grabbing the wordstone. I think almost all of that wordstone that I gathered there came from my very first match of the round against Smarttrigger, where both of us had the wordstone rush optional objective. And so we booked it, and that was a really close game where it was just coming down to who hits and who misses as to who was going to win or lose.
Yeah.
And I finished just like 5 points below my optional objective weight or something like that. So, I mean, we were just trading wordstone back and forth between these units the whole time.
I think most of my wordstone is from that game as well.
I was actually very certain that Brascus was going to take that win. I mean, that just looked like he's got this in the bank. But okay.
Well,
Yeah, like I said. And, you know, both of us, you know, he was making these aim shots through the grating, and I was like, oh, no, this is it. Miss. Oh, thank God. I'm going to good. Hit it with my hammer. Miss. No.
Yeah, it's actually true, yeah.
We have Thal asking if we have the statistics of the amount of days spent per warband this round. And we don't really, but that could be one thing we could add in, because I think it's actually one of the stats that's already calculated.
It's on the summary screen.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to have.
So I think we'll add that in next time.
I'm fairly certain I spent the most days because I actually didn't. I had an injured leader, so my captain was injured, and I needed to skip 4 days until Wordstone arrived because I didn't have the gold, and then I needed to skip another 5 days for the injury. I'm well within my third Wordstone shipment request already.
Okay, I'm not quite that far. I haven't received my third request yet, but I'm almost in the same boat you are, where I had to send in Wordstone so I could get the money to continue doing what I needed to do. And my leader, I'm pretty sure it was this round, he lost his arm. So he had to recover from that injury as well.
Poor Frank.
Yeah, he's had a tough time of it.
Yeah. I really... It hurts when Frank gets hurt.
Yeah, I think after that second disconnect, I had to... I just sent my wordstone in. I didn't even try to claim it on a shipment. I'm not likely to make that second shipment because of that. I needed the money to fix my guys, so
Yeah.
that was a management choice I had to make.
Exactly.
And then one other thing I wanted to say is if you look at this chart, Darin had 0 wins. I mean, he's down at the bottom, but he placed third.
Yep.
Yeah, wrong priorities. I mean, so obvious, isn't it?
Well, I don't know.
And he
right.
has the money to hire back the exact warband he wants.
Yes.
Partway through
Right.
round 3, round 4. We might be the ones.
As
Take
opposed
it
to-
ourselves.
My first
Yeah.
game.
He might be the one
All of a
laughing
sudden-
at 5. Right.
Right.
I mean,
I look forward to that.
He'll show up one day with a bunch of level 5 guys.
Oh, yeah.
And just wipe the map.
just be shooting arrows into us all day long.
Or just straight firearms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That too. All right.
Well, the good news on those is you don't get as many shots. So
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
So the next stat is the warband rank. And for the warband rank, we have Game Night coming in first at rank 3, the rest at rank 2, and Darin at rank 1. So that is still impairing for him, that he's almost down 2 heroes, 1 hero and 1 henchman against me now.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty horrible. I really hope he can pull through from this.
You know, it's horrible.
Well, I mean,
is
honestly, that
rank
the
3
tactic he
warband.
did where... Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say what's terrible is that rank 3 warband. Holy cow!
It is. Boo earns.
No.
The tactic where he basically tossed the match, I saw that, Raspberry, for morale and just beelined it for Wordstone. Like I said, if you've got money to hire back,
Yeah.
it might not be a problem.
It might not. It's gonna be interesting. Very interesting, I think.
I think this is the one that points out the thing I'm the unhappiest about, let's put it that way, because I'm really happy with what's going on. That's the only thing that's annoying me is the optional objectives. They give way too much XP compared to a normal fight. I think if you would get 4 normal win 2 XP and getting the optional one done gives you another XP. Sounds fine, but it gives you 3, which means if you win one or win one, lose one, and get the optional objectives once, you're at rank 2. Another guy that wins 2 of his is still at rank 1. It's wrong. It's just wrong, but
still, it does. I mean, in my game against Morjax actually had the underdog of 3. He had the optional objective which he completed because he utterly destroyed my heroes. That's an extra 3, and that's 6 experience, and that's good for the loser here. In this case,
yeah, I lost that one, but I was getting 9-10 experience for a lot of my units.
But let's be honest, that it's mostly for the winner. Of course, sometimes the loser takes the optional ones, but usually it's the winner.
That's true.
Yeah. Considering that you'll have the winner usually, at least, take out more guys than what the loser does, and they may be key carriers or something, but still, it's the management game that Muuk talked about is also that of the strategy game, because if you want to do the optional objective, you can go for that. You can try for that, and then you could pull back one guy or just go off and grab that wordstone if it's there and try and make it.
I think this might be an argument for another.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before, where there were certain changes that we'd like to see made for PvP modes as opposed to playing in the story mode. Things like the reduction in maybe the wordstone shipment, things like that would make it easier to actually do a league like we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Maybe one thing that could be considered in a future release of the game is to simply have optional objectives that are achieved through a skirmish worth only 1 or 2 experience. That way, if you're playing against the AI, you can use those optional objectives as a boost so that you don't have to spend as long grinding up your warband. But it evens out the playing field a little more across a PvP arena.
Yeah. That seems sort of like a reasonable idea. I have to agree.
I agree.
Yeah, I hope that Rogue Factor isn't taking the approach that it's more or less set, the way that they want it. That they're open and willing to change things to streamline for PvP or tournament play, because I think that's what's going to long term give this game legs and make it lasting. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the campaign only lasts so long. So
and one of the main issues with the PvP is that probably, I'm not saying never, but probably we will never see a matchmaking system. That's mostly unlikely, unless something happens with this new big patch that's coming and the big DLC that just makes the game pop and bring in 1,000 new players. I don't know, but it could. It potentially could. I think the game has the potential to really boost and take off PvP wise.
Have a good night, Thalric.
All right, Thal.
Coming in.
See you, buddy. It is late.
Right. I don't know about that. Honestly, it doesn't seem to be mainstream enough for that. I'm not seeing it yet to be that big.
Nope, nope, and that's what I'm saying. But I'm not. What do you say? I'm not leaving it out because it could happen. It could. Anything could happen. I could win $1 million, but yeah.
Exactly.
But still, I mean, the things they could change is within the game. I mean, they could do some changes to the contest mode. I'm fairly certain they could.
Yeah, sure. I think a decent matchmaking system, and also, of course, the balancing of warband rating.
Yeah.
Obviously, that could easily be implemented. But I think right now they are more busy with creating DLCs, trying to figure out how to make more money, and then if they make more money, make it viable for the long run, which is fine. I think for the moment the game is still quite young.
Yeah, I feel
Well,
the same.
You got to think about the game this is based off of. I mean, it was a PvP platform. There was no single player, you know, so they threw single player in there for folks that don't like PvP.
Yeah.
And I think they would not be wise to not beef up the PvP side.
Yep.
But on the other hand, if you look at the way the game is now, it is just like when you go down to your Games Workshop store with your miniatures and your dice, and you wait around for somebody that wants to play a match. And that's exactly what they've done here. And if you wanted to do a league, well, then you got some buddies together, or maybe even the game shop owner would start a tournament or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was how it all happened. And that's kind of what they have here, but there's still, there's
no
still
reason
some work
not
to
to
be done.
improve on that.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
There's a big difference though. If I go to Games Workshop and I want to play there, I want to play there. And honestly, I don't care if I play someone that has a higher rank because most likely I will still have fun. If I play on the internet against a random dude and I already know it's not balanced, I'm not having fun. Why would I? I mean, I'm not seeing that guy. I can't interact. And so I think it's a bit different.
So you're saying you lose a little bit of the social aspect then?
Yeah, and I think the social aspect makes do for an unbalanced game.
Yep.
It's totally fine. I mean, as I said, as long as I'm having fun, I can play against someone which is a rank higher.
Yeah.
And that is what we are doing here. So playing with you is fun.
Exactly.
Even though sometimes when you look at my face cam, it doesn't look like I'm having fun.
What do you mean?
Some of those most stressful moments are the most fun.
Yes.
That's true.
And if I think if we didn't take it seriously when we played, our viewers would not be there. I mean, the viewers want to see us suffer. At least that's what I have. That's what I have experienced. So
We're having fun, but we all mean business.
exactly.
Oh yeah,
We all want this.
it's a friendly competition, but every one of us is not going to give an inch without fighting tooth and nail for it.
That's what it should be, honestly. If I do sports, for example, like I'm doing Taekwondo, and sometimes we're sparring, I'm having a lot of fun sparring, but I want to win.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the point.
That should be the overall goal. Also in this, I mean, that's what we do. Playing Coward says, seems like nobody wants to support servers plus rage quit. Chance is so high in this game, and it is. I mean, I've been close. I don't really rage quit, and I don't disconnect myself or abandon or stuff like that. But I have been close in this game. It's almost like Blood Bowl. Almost.
The penalty for rage quit is huge, though.
Nah.
Yeah,
well,
I think that's
for
a big
some,
reason
For some
why
it
it
is.
doesn't happen.
For some it is.
Yeah. I think it's a bit less than in Blood Bowl. My first online Blood Bowl game, my first 2 guys that went down were dead, and I was like, yeah, fuck you, I'm off.
Rage quit.
You stupid game!
Yeah, and in Mordheim it's different because it's out of action, and it's quite unlikely that they would both die.
It's out of action, and you need to wait until the end to see how badly it goes. Like no.
And if you rage quit, of course, everybody else has to start
Yep.
rolling on that stupid
Yep.
little table.
Yes.
I think that's a big detriment.
It is.
Honestly, I haven't played a ton of PvP outside of the league since we've started the league, but I would be surprised if rage quitting is a big problem because you need, unless it's exhibition, then it's just kind of a dick move, I guess. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of the nature of it.
If you're playing for keeps, though, no one really wants to risk that much penalty.
No.
Yep.
Because that can cripple a warband. If you get some bad luck on those rolls, it's done.
And so many people complained about it, but if you ask me, that is the best feature in this game.
True.
As it holds you accountable.
It's a double-edged sword. I like that it can do that. That it prevents. There's so many games out there where people would quit. I remember ages ago, totally different game. I think it was the first Magic the Gathering game that they came out with, Duels of the Planeswalkers or whatever. I used to have a whole lot of fun playing that, but you could never, ever advance in the ranking. Because if you played ranked matches, anybody that was losing could just quit out, and it would just void the whole match.
Oh.
So regardless of how well you were doing or not, there were no penalties. So
Right.
you'd never go up because everyone would just quit instead of letting you have the win and increase your rank.
Yeah.
So here it matters. But on the flip side of that, as we've seen several times, in this round specifically, we can get punished really badly for events outside our control. A dropped internet connection, a disconnect, or a desync between the two instances, and you are hosed.
Yep. And that is actually a very valid point, which I told the devs, don't implement that before you don't fix what's broken. Because at the point where they implemented it, you actually get penalties for abandoning. The game was not stable at all. And
But
there should be some kind of reconnect time window or something.
Yeah, like a
lot.
45-second or, I don't know, like a 5-minute window to resume combat or something.
Right.
Yeah. And, that might even be a way to fix the desync problem. If one person leaves and then reloads the same instance, then it should, update everything from the other player's point of view. So...
It seems like, I'm trying to remember, it might have been just an MMO where there was instance zones, I think is the one I'm thinking of, where if you disconnected, it would stay open for you for a certain amount of time and you could log back into it. So, I mean, the technology or technique or whatever you want to call it is out there.
It is
possible. Yeah. I don't know how it would fix desyncs because, like Brascus in our match, there was a pretty different turn of events at the very end there.
Yeah, and
so
I mean,
don't know
loading
how,
back in...
I'm sure they would have some way to justify it, but that's kind of neither here nor there.
Yeah, I would kind of have to assume that they would, when you cancel out, it would probably void your instance of it. It would just delete it. And then when you load back into the other player's game within that time frame window, it would take all the information from their side and sort of copy it over onto yours. So it still wouldn't be great because, I would have, if that had happened to us, I would have left and then come back in, and I would have been down a unit that I previously hadn't been. But then at least... it would have made sense why your guy was able to run off and engage somebody else, and there wouldn't have been the forced disconnect on my end.
Yeah.
I mean, the solution for that obviously would be centralized service, which I guess they don't want to pay at the moment.
I don't think
they're expensive.
As Kes put it in one of the discussion threads, that it's not that they don't want to do it, but they can't.
Yeah.
Because their funding has just been ripped away.
It's been shoestring.
Yes, they don't really have anything to deal with, and they've also taken like maybe half the team and put on other projects.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
So I mean, it's very hard for them to maintain the high level of maintenance or implementation that we actually want them to.
Yeah.
Because we love the game.
And we love the team. Don't get us wrong.
Obvious. And we should get another team the next DLC, I think. I think that is what's going to happen, but we can talk about that.
They are suggesting it. They said that it was a big, quote-unquote, big update coming or change, so...
I'm a happy...
Jimmy says either a new warband or extra campaign chapters or something like that.
New warband.
Hopefully new warband. That's that's what everyone really wants.
That's it.
Honestly, I mean, I would be a little bit disappointed if it was more campaign because as much as I've played the game, I've gotten like halfway through the campaign with a couple of warbands. I haven't even finished it because I like to do PvP more than the single player.
And
I'm still not done with the campaign either. I've only made it through the first act.
The thing Playing Coward said with Rage Quit, that is implemented into the story missions. That's where I've come the closest to just going, what the bloody hell are you?
Yeah, where they get infinite.
Welcome home.
I've started my second story mission, and then I had to leave and come back. And when I did, it asked me if I wanted to resume or concede, and I hit the wrong button. And I conceded, and as a result, I lost my rank 8 Poison Wind Globadier. He died.
Oh, ouch.
And I think one of my level 7 henchmen also died, and so I've had to spend a while rebuilding so that I can go after that story mission again.
Mordheim does not make apologies, good or bad.
Nope.
You.
Yeah,
right.
if they're reading the message boards at all, it's got to be new warbands, because that's the one thing that you see over and over and over again. Is
since the start.
I'm waiting for this.
Yeah.
You know, this orcs. Everybody wants orcs for some reason.
Yeah.
It's
Shall
green.
we charge onward?
No.
Dwarves.
Yes,
Orcs
let's
and
do
dwarves.
Yeah, it was
Orcs
like
and
I know
dwarves.
one person that wants dwarves.
I think we all do, yes.
Yeah.
Dwarves are good. No, but it definitely needs. If this game's going to survive, it needs more warbands because the tabletop has so many warbands to choose from. You don't have that many warbands, and they're all humans as well. So it definitely needs a variety in that respect. And also, as you say, it needs to sort out the PvP so that it's actually viable for people to do without so much stress. They can just do it and play it, and I think that will bring people into this game, and it will become quite big with those options added in. So hopefully that's what they're going to look at and get done.
All right, let's take a look at the overall winner of round 2. Sorry for the delay there, but we just got to chat. I hope you guys are okay with that.
It's the fireside.
That's kind of what we do. Game Night at first place with 24 points this round. Muuk is still at the same position with 13 points. Smarttrigger went down to have a 9 point in this round. Morjax actually went up and goes out with 5 points. Brascus down with 3 points, and Darin with -9 points. Ouchies.
Ouch.
Ouchies.
Now you realize if you add second and third place together, they still don't total first place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was that the numbers you've been working on all week right there?
That was the fabricated numbers. I just gave myself a few points. No, I didn't.
2 for you, 1 for me. 2 for me, 1 for you.
Yep.
3 for
1,
me.
2 for me.
Yeah,
2
like
for
that.
you. 1, 2, 3 for me. 3 for you.
And then we have the league leader, which has been taken over by Game Night with 32 points. And pulled Smarttrigger away, so he's down to 22 points. And Muuk with 26, coming in at second, like the first round. Brascus is at 4th place with 12. Morjax at 5th with 10. And Darin at the last place with 12. Minus 12.
Minus.
Negative. Yeah, there's a minus there.
That's a real big difference there.
Ouchies. I am.
That's a 40-point difference between first and last.
Yeah. But I
Which,
mean,
I don't know. Maybe that speaks more to the way we choose to score it than anything.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
It could. It could. Most certainly it could. Because we do have the out of action counting both for and against. So it really does hurt Darin in this case. But yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Should we go on with
Moving on.
Player moments? And,
Oh, God.
Or should we just keep looking at the beautiful, beautiful green arrow right there?
No, I'm pretty happy
Game
with the
night,
player
right,
moments
bastard?
idea.
I'm in control. All right. Player moments. We have Mook's moment first, and I'll start that up, and you can either just let it play and then speak afterwards, or whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna say,
really?
in this match, I played it a little bit differently because I got tired of getting my friggin' idol stolen.
Who would steal idols? That's terrible.
Oh, it's
Certainly
Templeton's
is not a
turn.
Skaven thing to do.
No, not at all.
Templeton is moving behind the cart. Oh, dirty Steve.
I had to give Templeton his highlight there.
Jeez.
And then he's rifling through my pockets.
There wasn't anything good.
No. There's a hole in his pocket.
So you touch his junk.
You know, I was going to leave it ambiguous there, but thanks for specifying the intent.
Oops. Oh. I like that you just go, I'll take this, whatever.
Yeah.
And then
He actually says, "Thank you, sir."
and just takes another Overwatch to the face.
Well,
And then this was the guy that I put to watch those stairs because I figured there'd be some kind of night runner or somebody sneaking up the back stairs there to get my my idol.
Oh, you can listen. Okay. That was a cool moment, I think. I laughed pretty hard when I watched your match there.
I could
just kind of picture you clenching your fist and going, "Not this time!"
Exactly.
All
That
right.
was my wild gambit. I could feel the tides of battle turning against me, and I went, well, shit, I'll try for this, and it did not work.
Nope.
So close.
It was protected by arrows. All right, Morjax moment coming up. Sister
So this is in my my match with Game Night, and actually, conveniently, when we lost voice for a short time in this match, and I was able to get the optional objective during that time and say to my audience, "Hey, that's what I wanted to get," and then you came back on. So I had already gotten my optional marked for death, or whatever it was, the take down one of your heroes. And I think, yep, it's right here. So to get you to route, I needed to get you down to 28 morale, and you're at 29. So I missed it by 1, and I was hoping for like anything, an all alone test, a crit, like just anything to get you down that 1 extra.
I was so certain it was gone there.
And so another thing is, you had, I think, 1 hero up on me, and it was ranked deadly. You had it was like 700 something versus my, like it was like a 200 warband rating difference.
Crazy.
So the adrenaline is just like coursing through my veins at this point that I might actually get it, and then I just come up short.
And the fun thing was that this moment was after what? How long? 40 minutes?
It was
an
about
hour?
50 or 55 minutes where we were just kind of like dodging back and forth, like kind of.
It was a huge map.
And all this other stuff.
It was freaking insane.
I think I actually got to you a little bit psychologically, you know, despite my inferior numbers. After you know, I was wearing you down after 50 minutes of kind of feints. But once we got at it, it was like 5 or 10 minutes before it was over.
Yep.
So it got bloody pretty fast.
It did. And the thing to note was that my warband is a bit slower than Morjax's, and I had spread out my peeps. I couldn't get up to where he was, so that actually offset the difference, the deadly difference.
Yeah.
So that's what you can do, guys. Okay, Brascus's moment.
Uh-oh. No. Come back.
No, be friends.
You can see my morale up there in the top left. It's not looking real good. Darin should have had this match. Honestly, he could have won this at any time, which is part of why this was such a fun moment. But I don't think any match I have ever had has come down to quite this close. My leader is gone, at this
Oh, I
point,
forgot to change this
and
guy's
I'm
name.
still rank 1,
Forgot,
so I only
yeah.
have the one
Okay,
hero.
So whoever this is
And
gonna
he
end up
has
being,
4 archers. He's on his last one here, and he's been trying to pepper me with shots. And I think
You're
he's about
looking
to
worried.
take his aim.
That
I
webcam.
was freaking out. Oh my god, by the end of this match, I literally, my stomach had such a knot, it physically hurt.
I would just
Right there.
love to get
My
one
hero
match
has
this
2 hit
round
points left.
That is
That is
not
all that
down to
stood
the
between
wire
me
like
and
this.
losing this
Oh.
match. And then I needed to make my optional objective, and I almost forgot about it. He comes in here, and then I kind of went, oh wait, no.
Do something before I do
Need
that.
to do this first. So I run out and grab his token.
Objectives updated.
And if I don't make this, then I'm in a lot of trouble, because he's also lost his leader at this point.
I made
So
a
it's
mistake. I
whoever
should
manages
not
to
have-
take out the other one's hero fast enough.
ouch. Good game.
He finally goes,
And that
and
is my optional objective complete.
right here is the
Oh,
other reason
nice.
this was a favorite for me. We'll see it when he runs outside there.
Congratulations and good game. 'Cause that will be a
This
route
whole
for me.
match was
Wow,
taking
that was
place.
close.
You can see it right down there in the distance,
I-
just past my
screwed
face
up.
there.
I should've-
That's my cart
I
with my
should've fired
idol
for Otis
standing
instead.
about 10 feet from
'Cause
one
I
of
had
his
a
archers.
75% chance
He's
to
been
get
sitting
him
there for the
versus
last
a
2 rounds, something like
59% chance to
that,
hit.
maybe even 3
So,
rounds. And at any point, he could have grabbed that
yes,
idol and forced me to start
and
making
I
route
could've
tests.
potentially
And he
killed
forgot
Otis,
about it
'cause I also could have had
until I mentioned it right
I could have
here.
had 3 of the archers have
And
good chances to
the
hit him,
defeat in
compared
his
to I
voice
only had one really who had a good
was
chance.
Oh.
equally sad and
So-
satisfying.
Yeah, that's my mistake. I definitely should have.
So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now.
That's
the
what
reason
League is
I've
all
had a
about.
knot in my stomach for the last
Yep.
2 rounds. That's my idol right
So,
behind.
I mean, we were looking at him
I
having
could have
0
looted that at any
wins.
point
He
and dropped my
absolutely
morale
should
enough
have
to
had
force me
that
to start
one.
making tests.
I completely forgot
That was
about
insane.
That. Like I knew going into the
So,
match.
2 hit points, and at any moment, if he'd remembered the idol.
Yep. Wow.
A close
So he
second was
had-
Frank exploding, but
He had you close on 2 accounts.
oh, incredibly, yes. And that was one of the matches that I wanted to try and do wordstone shipments on, and I'd planned to do it, but all of my so I wanted to try and get everybody up to the wordstone as fast as possible. So all my big, heavy, slow units I put close to the wordstone, and all my really fast little agile guys I left down at the further away point. Well, unfortunately, all of his guys started almost on top of my fast, weaker units. So it took me, like, there was no way they were going to get up there in time, and so I had to instead try to rush my big guys down to avoid just having them totally obliterated. So no wordstone there either.
I'm just gonna let my moment play, and then I'll speak afterwards. Can't disengage.
Nope. I was hoping if I got that guy out from behind her.
Yeah. But I mean, he can smack.
Whoa. Oh my god. You know why I couldn't disengage?
No.
Because I was not engaged.
What? Okay, so because of the level difference, it just...
I cycled through and didn't see disengage. So then I went to the one that had 2 red dots and...
The suspense.
Because that's attack, right?
Reading is hard.
I sent you a nice picture of that.
Oh, you did.
Apparently.
Now, what I think was very interesting about this, it's not really that that Muuk just took an ambush stance instead of whacking my sister over the head. It's more what Muuk did afterwards, because he could have just said, "Okay, I'll run away the next turn," because he could, but instead he engaged. We talked about it in the beginning, and this is why you play with friends, and you get these moments where the game will
lag spike
be stupid, and then you just see the colors of people, and we've seen this a lot in this league. I think that everyone has a really good sense of fair play. So he re-engaged after that, and luckily she actually got away. that was pretty insane.
That was that bug Smarttrigger was talking about.
Yeah.
I thought I saw the 2 red dots. I didn't read it. I just clicked through thinking I was attacking. Yeah, no, it was ambush stance because my guy's not engaged. Yeah.
Whoops.
That's how it goes. The level difference is another bug in the game, so don't engage on staircases or stuff like that. That's a bad idea.
I've been burned on staircases so many times in this game.
It's the slopes that get me all the time. You're on the slope and you don't think it's you know any difference, and then all of a sudden you're not engaged, or you are engaged, or something strange is happening, and
just see the AI running away. You're like, what, dude?
Where are you going?
You can't do that.
Come back.
Yep.
Okay, Smarttrigger.
Right. So we've been talking about morale a lot, and have a look at the morale in the upper left corner. The red one is mine.
Is that gonna be enough?
And now look at that. It's 28, and it needed to go down to 27 to make me do morale tests. And
I remember this.
It was in the very first game, and I was like, this game is so over. And then I saw I had 1 point of morale left.
Yep.
And I used this 1 point morale to win the game. So yeah.
And that's exactly what happened in Morjax and I's game. I mean, this is what happens sometimes, and that just makes it very, very interesting. Okay, we have Darin's moment as well. I think it's from Brascus's. I haven't really. Yeah, I haven't even edited. Sorry. I just
look away, everyone. Don't look. Don't look.
Very
not ready
quick
yet.
last. Okay, here we go.
Into line of sight for
Still off.
him.
Oh yeah, this is definitely his match and mine.
Yes, I see
Okay.
you, Bobbert. Can you stop blocking
Let's
the
see.
doorway and let me?
We can do like
actually,
an
it looks like
MST3K
we've,
kind of
I
thing.
don't wanna. We've almost picked the exact same moment.
Okay, what's the?
I remember this. His archer is currently trying to find a way to get a shot off on my hero. And he's at this point in my game, I am literally chewing on my fingernails in consternation because this guy is standing 8 feet from my idol.
Yeah,
Yes, behind him. And so I kept watching him run back and
take the
forth
shot at
every
Bobbert
any
and use the
second
rest of
now.
you
I'm
later.
sitting here going, "Oh my god, he's going to see the idol and it'll
It's not
jog
like you
his
don't
memory."
have 3 more.
But he just couldn't find an opening spot with this
Okay,
guy,
well,
and
we are
so
going
he
to
eventually manages
play
to get
the
a little
odds.
peek
And if I can't, because I'm not gonna
at
be
the
able to kill
brethren
Bobbert, so
who's
if
standing
I
on the other
can't-
side. And really, my
If it
morale is
happens
low
that the
enough he
other
could
archers
drop
can't
either
get
one of them, and
shots
I'm going to
on
have to make a route
Cletus,
test. So
then
he
we'll
decides
for
to take
Otis.
the
We're going
brethren.
for Otis.
For Odie.
You're gonna run
Oh,
away.
I'm not sure
as
how
far as
long
I
you
was
can
I
get away
was
from
just
me.
gonna say from his camera angle he couldn't see your wagon, but then right
Then he
there
turned
at the
around.
end.
and walked over next to it.
Yeah. And at the end of that match, too, he even admitted, like, right there, I thought, oh, God, it's all over. He's remembered. And then he didn't. And at the end of that, too, he even thought, he told me later, you know, I thought about that, and I remembered that the idol is there, and I figured it'll be right there so I can just grab it for that extra morale boost later when I need to just drop it that extra amount. And then he totally spaced it and never remembered it again.
You just need to grab the idol right away and run if you can.
Oh, yeah. And at the end of that match, oh, my God, my stomach was, I had cramps. I was in so much pain. I was just like, ah, back and forth. And he did that every single round with that same archer for at least 2 rounds, if not 3, where he would pace around and take a shot and try to decide and run towards the cart and run away from the cart and run towards the cart and away from the cart.
Yes.
Yeah, it cost him the game, really. It did.
Scared the crap out of me, though.
All right. That was the play of favorite moments. Rounding off, actually, the public sheet has been updated with the new design and added in the 2 new guys. What you need to know about the 2 new guys is they will be starting out at 15 points. They have been playing 5 matches against the AI, and I think, David, did you end up having rank 2 and almost rank 3?
I know it was rank 2. I can't remember if it was nearly rank 3, but yeah, it went very well. So I completed all my obstra objectives and obviously won all my missions. So it was good.
So
Did you
for
see
all the
Smarttrigger's
viewers,
eyes?
Nope.
he's
but-
like, freaking optional objective.
Just think it through in your
Oh
head.
man, I'm
How
gonna
much
do my
experience-
damnedest to make all my optional objectives against Smarttrigger just to
Well,
twist the knife a little further.
But the good thing is you will fail all your rolls against me anyway.
no,
That's
he'll,
true.
He'll just forget to add them in.
Oops.
Yeah, I'll forget it and then I'll shoot myself
crap.
in the foot. So for all the viewers, the idea with the 2 new guys is that we want to bring them up to about the average. So the average of where we're all at, basically just bring them up to mid-pack and then cut them loose. And we might adjust if we need it, but I think we're going to be in pretty good shape just with our experience of how little the warband rating matters and how much, player savvy and tactics really factors in. So that's kind of what we're aiming at.
Yeah, it's almost a handicap now to have a higher rating than your opponent because the trend seems to be you go down.
Yep. Almost.
I
Anyways.
think at the top of my head, my rating ended up at about 700 and something. So it's not super high, but it seems all right.
It's fairly high compared to some of the other guys, but we'll see. I mean, we can't really know how it will go or how badly, how well
Only
it will
one
go.
way to find out. and
Exactly.
we're about to do
So
that,
we're trying out stuff.
I seem to think that Loom's got a higher rating than mine. So
Nope, he has a lower rating.
was it? I thought he said he had
Oh.
900 or something.
No. He's at 590, I think.
900 would be wow.
Yeah. I must have misread that. I thought I saw that in the chat. I was like, oh crap!
I think that's a
somewhat
chaos thing. They kind of trend low anyway as far as actual number on their rating, right?
Yeah.
As they deserve.
They do.
As they deserve.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually what I had to cover here, planned for the stream. So if anyone in the stream has any questions for any of the players, do ask. Do ask.
So really fast, just so people are aware, you guys will find out soon enough, but the round 1 or the fight 1 in round 3 matchups is Morjax and Smarttrigger, Lum versus Muuk, Game Night versus Brascus, and David versus Darin. So that will be coming next week is the plan.
Yep.
So I don't have an opponent then.
How's that?
He's got that dry humor. It took a second for it to kick in.
You just
walked right into that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're aiming at the 30th of April for the first match. So if everyone is up for it, we'll go with that and get our matches played for your enjoyment.
Yeah, Lum and I are gonna play tomorrow.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, no spoilers as to how it turned out, but ours is already done.
Mm-hmm.
No spoilers.
So you'll have to wait and see until Saturday, but.
And
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Interesting.
And then we'll try and see if we can't make it every week. We've had some trouble in the past round with real life interfering, and that's how it goes sometimes. But we'll try our best. Our bestest.
It's different when you're 14 and you don't really have any responsibilities.
When you're not working a full-time job and distanced across however many time zones we are.
Like Smarttrigger.
I think we've got 7 time zones.
Yeah,
I'm pretty proud
seven
of how consistently we do post these, given all of the obstacles we overcome.
Yeah, and the time zones being quite a bee sometimes.
Yeah.
But I mean, we manage, and I like to be up late, so whatever.
Which is good.
Cool. So no questions, I guess. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool. We're all right.
And of course,
that means we're
you know,
doing it
if
the right
anyone
way.
has questions later on, we're available. You know, that's a lot
Always.
of the fun of this, is interacting with you guys and the banter between us and the banter between the viewers and us punished receivers.
That's what the comment section is for.
And Morjax will be doing the playlist again, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll be available before next week.
Cool. And I'll make sure that it goes into the public sheet as well, so everyone can grab it from there. Maybe I could. No, that's gonna be fine. I think that's gonna be fine. Let me just see. Yeah, so the schedule is done, and I just want to say that the schedule is done randomly. I just used the. I don't even think I have it here, do I? Yeah, I do. The round robin calculator at tournamentscheduler.net. I just punch in the names and just hit generate. So it is totally random. I did not fiddle with anything.
We did have a good laugh about the fact that he and I have either been the first or the last in every single round.
That.
I won't lie. I'm kind of glad because the original round 3 schedule had me going up against game night there, my first match, and coming off of that disconnect fight. I was like, oh, this is not going to be pretty.
Well, I'm glad I could help you out there.
Match 3, we'll have some fun, Muuk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost a level 3 leader to stupidity.
Oh.
Over that disconnect. Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, let's see. I think my brand new. No, not him. What did I have? Oh yeah, the big loss for me this round was I learned what happens when you fail your second wordstone shipment, and it's not pretty.
No.
Tell me about it.
My rank 1 or rank 2? I think he was rank 1 still. My hero, Cletus, my mutant, got dragged away. Is now out of action for the next 10 days.
Oh,
wow!
And
he's right there.
Suffers from the deranged permanent injury, where if he does not successfully make, I think it's a leadership test on his turn, he will not receive any of his, I want to say, strategy points for that round. I replaced him.
Yeah,
he
got jumped on his way to the Biffy.
Yeah, their leadership's not very high. What's it, like a 3 to start with?
Yeah, something like that. It's not great.
Yeah.
We have TB112087 asking in chat how many skirmishes in a season. And
well, we generally do 1 for every person, so I guess this season, or
this
for
round.
season, we don't actually know.
Season we don't know because we don't know when we're gonna end this. When we don't think it's fun, or I don't know.
Or maybe when it's justified to restart from scratch.
Exactly.
It's somewhat nebulous what the end point is, but there are 4 fights per round. No,
7.
4 fights per
calculating
part of each.
Yeah,
there's 7.
There were.
I cleared it up.
What he said.
We have had a little bit of internal discussion as to when we thought it might end. Sort of a general thought might be after round 4, but we don't know. Really, it could change at any time.
But
warbands could be a reason to reset.
It could. And we might also consider maybe in the next time we start for our brand new season or whatever we want to do, we may consider sort of doing what the newcomers have done and playing a few matches against AI in order to start the season with higher ranked warbands to sort of expound a little on the options and make it a little more interesting than watching two brand new.
Yeah.
True.
Why being more interesting? I remember I fought Dave lately, in an exhibition match, and it took us 2 hours. That happens when you have a high rank warband. So
True.
Yeah, that's true, and we kind of have to balance that too. But at that point too, there's more things to consider because at that point your warband has maybe had time to purchase new skills, better equipment.
Right.
They've got higher numbers of offense points and strategy points, and so their number of situations that you'll have to address varies much more than with a rank 1 warband where each person has 5 units.
And the builds are more fleshed out. So you actually get to see the cumulative effect of all the skills and equipment and everything else. Injuries.
I mean, who knows what would have happened if we started with rank 3 warbands and Darin already had his ranged strategy all fleshed out and ready to go.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
I think medium range warbands is going to be good. As Smarttrigger said, though, when we had quite high. It might have been level 8 warbands. So that was hardcore.
Yeah, and I'm not recommending we start with rank 10 because that would just
exactly.
It might be worth considering starting at rank 2 or 3 instead.
Yeah, I'd even say 3 or 4 would be probably quite a nice medium range to start at. It gives you, it won't take too long to go up again, and you'll have some skills there that you can link up, and that'd be nice for people to see how that all works and in a PvP front as well, because I think it's a bit different, against AI.
But at any rate, we'll address all that in the next round, or whenever we do the next season. So
the next season, because I feel when we started this, we were still, a lot of us were still pretty young in the game, and we just wanted to try out the PvP. Yeah. We didn't really have much experience with it to begin with, so it has been a learning experience all the way through. It's really, really cool. I feel to start from scratch, also to get that feeling of building up your warband and getting to know your characters unless they die, of course.
There you go. You're going down the character progression route. No, that's how you get your heart broken.
You still have fun associated with your units. It means more when they go that way.
I renamed my leader because that was awesome. Sister Peggy.
I think they should implement the fouling system of Blood Bowl.
What? No. Don't.
Kick them when they're down.
Let me add another wound.
Then they should add passing as well. Just go, here's the idol.
You run at home, yeah.
Well, that would also mean we'd have to deal with the rat ogre hurling the other units across enemy lines.
Just watching that Verminkin.
I think to counter that, though, you could probably have an ogre hurling Skaven across the battlefield. That could be quite amusing as well. Just get away from me and just throwing you over a building.
I want them
better
to
yet,
cannons.
It's a ranged attack. He can throw them at the other Skaven.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
See if you can get a punt on one of them, kick him over the wall for 2 extra morale points.
Sometimes that's all you need is those 2 points.
Oh yeah.
Or 1.
Could be good.
Well, I hate to cut and run, but I've got a family dinner I got to get to. So if you all want to continue chatting, by all means. But I have to call it a night. So
yeah, I think we're gonna cut it here and say thank you very much for showing up, and I'll see you guys in rank in rank 3.
Everybody in round 3.
Oh, I meant round 3.
Had to throw that last shot out there before he signs off.
Sorry.
All right, bye everyone.
All right.
Thank you for watching.
All right.
Bye.
Take care.
Peace out.